All right, so look, I went down. I did me a little trip and shit like that. You know, sometimes we got different types of trips you could take. Now I ain't talking about a physical trip. I'm talking about a mental trip. And I be cooling in the fifth, and not my fifth, and let me reword that, the fifth dimension reality and shit like that. And I'm gonna tell you what I noticed when I went back down to 3D consciousness and shit. What I noticed when I went back to 3D consciousness and shit like that, I went to school, like, so when I go to school and shit, like, my brain don't be on no my brain don't be thinking like inside the school and shit like that. I be, cause when you on like 5D consciousness and shit like that, you start thinking about more deeper shit, and you start to see the real world, like the real life that's going on and shit like that. But what I noticed though, I was on 3D consciousness for let me see. I was on 3D consciousness for a little minute. Now look, I'm gonna tell you what 3D consciousness is before I get into it for people who don't know. Now 3D consciousness is like real physical body, physical consciousness. 5D consciousness is more spiritual consciousness, and 4D consciousness is more mental. You know what I'm saying? Now look, now I be on 5D and shit, like I said, but sometimes though, it's a point when you be on 5D and you be like, well, this is me personally. I can be on 5D consciousness, but I can't be on 5D like all the time. Like I gotta get me a different experience and a different perspective and shit like that. So how I come back down is like I use weed, aka 4D. Weed is like a 4D substance, and you can use it to travel between to go to the fifth dimension or the third dimension, depending on how you already vibrate. If you're a person that vibrate low, then you gonna go to the fifth dimension. If you're a person that vibrates high, you can go to the third dimension. So I went back down to the third dimension and shit like that. And like what I had noticed though is like everybody is always worrying about shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. Now look, this is what I'm finna say before I get into this bit. I'm not here to bash or nothing. This ain't no ego shit or nothing. It's just some shit I just noticed in my findings and shit like that. What I had peaked when I had dropped my vibration down, and I had went back down to the third dimension, aka the human body. Now what I had noticed though is like everybody is like following old ways of doing things. It's new ways now. We shouldn't be following old ways of doing shit when we got all this information presented right in front of our faces. What else I had noticed when I was on 3D consciousness? One thing I had noticed though when I was on 3D consciousness is a lot of people is fake as shit. Like people is like coming to school, turning up and shit, and then they going back home and they sit and they ain't shit, bruh. Like it's crazy like how much like facade fake shit just be going on. It might, and another thing I had noticed though, it's a whole lot of flexing ass niggas on 3D consciousness. This ain't, not like I said though, this ain't no ego shit or that. This just some real ass shit. God know I ain't lying. This some real ass shit. It's a whole lot of people who make it seem like they say, but they really ain't. Like this shit is crazy. Then you got a whole lot of people who try to be different, but they still the same. Like these, it's people who are actually different in the world, and it's people who are trying to be different. Like it's people. Now look, what else I had noticed when I was on 3D consciousness? I had noticed this too. Like what else I noticed? I noticed that it's a whole lot of girls and guys. They just jump into relationships. They don't even get to know each other. Like this shit, like 3D content. Like I'm telling you, I be gone. I'm telling you, I be gone. So I don't be. So this shit, I'm saying to you, it may sound normal. Like, oh, I been know this shit, but to me, this some shit that I ain't know. Like I knew this shit, but I ain't know this shit. Cause like when you be chilling in the fifth dimension and shit like that, you be thinking like you be saying the shit that be going on, but you really don't. pay too much weight to it. You thinking about some other shit. You thinking about what crystals you finna go buy for the store and shit. Cause you in your OUD world, your OUD space and shit like that. When you in the fifth dimension, cause it's from within. But when you in the 3D, it's more on the outside. But look, though, what I had noticed though, a whole lot of people they can't like just be in the moment. They gotta like either be on their phone. They gotta like they can't just sit there and just be. Another thing I noticed on 3D consciousness, it's not a lot of gratitude. It's more like I need this, I need this. It's not gratitude for what you got. It's more like I need to give me. It's like not it's no gratitude. It's what else I had noticed though? And then one last thing I had noticed, it's so much shit I noticed though in 3D consciousness, I could just keep going. But one last thing I had noticed though is a whole lot of motherfuckers always worrying about another man. Everybody be fucking worrying about, everybody be worrying about me. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm the shit now. I'm just saying, like, everybody be worrying about another person, what another person doing. Everybody trying to worry about nobody, let me just say this. Nobody not worrying about themselves. Everybody worrying about something else that ain't got nothing to do with themselves. Everybody is just worrying about the wrong shit. So everybody need to start focusing on the right shit so everybody could actually get somewhere. If we keep focusing on the wrong shit, it's either we're gonna keep getting the same results or we ain't gonna get nowhere. It's simple. It's fundamentals. If we all just keep focusing on the wrong shit, we ain't gonna never get nowhere.